Hey, what's up everyone, my name is Sean and welcome to a brand new video here on the Magic and Thrills. Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Sean and welcome to a brand new video here on the Magic and Thrills. Now I thought it would be a lot of fun to open up the channel with a fun Disney video on and sharing and discussing our very first memories, our very first Disney World trips, and also our most recent ones, and I'll share with myself. Now, mine was when I was a very small child. I can't remember exactly what age I was, but essentially I remember going to the Magic Kingdom, and at that time, and I'm in my late 30s now, but at the time, the ride of the Alien Encounter was actually there, and I don't remember what year it was anymore like that, but it was back when Disney kind of had a lot more, more intense rides, more intense experiences in their parks, and the Alien Encounter was one of them. I think I must have been like 8 or 9 years old. But I went to that not knowing what it was really about. I knew it was a more intense horror kind of ride, but I really had no idea what it was about. And so I went with my brother and my mom, and basically I remember going out of the ride, and I remember that it was during the ride that there was the part where the alien, if you will, breathed on you, so you felt some like breathy air on your back and your neck, and a little bit of wetness too for like a spit kind of thing, I think is what I remember from it. And I remember just being absolutely traumatized from that experience, and even I remember to this day for that reason, because it was such a scary and intense thing. I don't remember any other rides from that day or anything like that. It was just such an intense experience. So that was my very first experience, or my very first memory, if you will, from being at Disney World, would be that. Now, my most recent memory from Disney is actually just about a year ago, I think it was. I went to attend and participate in my very first Run Disney experience. It was at the Springtime Surprise event for Run Disney last year at Walt Disney World, and it was actually my very first time running an event like that, which was kind of cool. It was a little bit more intense because at that point I'd only ever run at the gym or outside, so it was my very first time running with a bunch of other runners of that many, and for me, it wasn't really my favorite experience, not because of the Disney side of it, just because I was very used to running in the evening or at night. That's kind of when I practice the most. So it was a very hard transition for me personally to have to pretty much, because I'm a night owl by nature, so it was a hard transition for me to force myself to go to bed at 8 or 9, I think, or 10 at the latest on most nights, 'cause I did all of them as far as the runs go. I did the 5K, the 10K, and the 10 miler, the whole challenge thing, and it was the Hakuna Matata challenge, I believe it was at that time. But it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. Actually, the running part of it, but it was just the early nights, not being able to see any fireworks, not being able to be in the parks past 6 or 7 p.m., knowing I had to go back and and get some sleep of at least 6 or 7 hours, hopefully, and then go out and do the runs. But I remember it was my first one. I haven't done it since then, just because I didn't really like the whole go to bed really early thing. And then since I was staying at the All-Star Movies Resort, which was a great experience. I love the hotel. I love the resort. I'm going to go there again soon. But it was just the idea of, because I was in a preferred room, so the pool was right outside of my window, my door, pretty much. And so it was also during the time when there was, I believe there was some, just a lot of kids there, which is natural for the hotel, and that's all good. It was just one of those harder to fall asleep experiences for myself, but it was just, it was hard to fall asleep at 10 o'clock for me, and then getting up at I think it was 2:30 or 3 in the morning, because you had to be at the starting line for my corral at 3:30 in the morning, and then from there it was just a matter of waiting until 5, and that was the hardest part for me, again, as being a night owl, was just to force myself for 2-3 nights in a row. I think it was 2 nights in a row, to go to bed early at 10 o'clock, have dinner early, and then try to go to bed to get some sleep. And it was easier, I would say, after the first night, because I was already exhausted, that kind of thing, after having, a whole day in the parks, and then just have the first run on the 5K under my belt. Again, the 5K the races themselves were super fun. I love that part of it. I'll never forget those, and I love my medals. But the actual just sleeping part and eating part and sleep early part was hard. And by day 3 of it, for the actual 10 miler, I was so exhausted. It was kind of funny because everyone in my corral by day 3 of the 10 miler was, you could tell that the MCs were having a harder time getting us going, getting us riled up a little bit, or getting stoked about the run, because everyone was just kind of like sitting there like dead quiet in that for the 10-mile race. So that was the main hard part about that, was just sitting there waiting for it to get going. And then again, once you're going and running, it's all good. And then you're just like kind of trying to get through it and take care of yourself and, you know, hydrate and do all that kind of stuff. And I love Run Disney, nothing against that. I spoke with some people actually in the corrals that said that they did many years ago actually do nighttime runs. Like, I don't know what time they were starting at, but said they were late at night, not early in the morning like that. And for me, that would be such a preferable preference to have, you know, a late night run, because again, I trained between like 7 and 10 p.m. most nights after I got my kids to sleep and after work and that kind of thing. So I wish so bad they could have been like that, but you know, it was one of those things where I wanted to do other Run Disney races as far as like, you know, the marathon weekend and do any of the other experiences, but the one, it was just kind of ruined it for me because I didn't know how hard it would be to get myself up that early and then just wait for like, you know, 2-3 hours and then run for a little bit. And it was also a little weird just for me because, like, again, I'm from Midwest. I live in the Midwest, so my training was pretty much in the winter for most of the time, and there was no humidity up here really at all. So it was really also a huge adjustment for me personally to be in the Florida humidity for running, especially as a first time thing and with that many people. So that was a huge transition as well. So if you've done any Run Disney events, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know that. Again, I just wanted this video to be the first one just as a fun experience of a discussion of, again, your first memories when you were a kid, and or even as an adult, whatever your first memories might be, and then again your most recent ones. And also let me know if you have any upcoming Walt Disney World trips. I'd love to know that too. I myself am going to be taking my son to Disney in probably early to mid June, right after he's done with school, just because I never taken him there on his own before. And he's just now getting to the height where he can do a lot more rides and do a lot more things with me, rather than it just been kind of the kiddie stuff. And like, I think I'm super stoked for that too. So if you have any upcoming trips as well, let me know in the comments below. And welcome to the channel. I'm very glad you're all here. Thanks for watching. And this channel is going to be a ton of fun. It's going to have news on Disney World, you know, things that, because I'm an out-of-state visitor. I'm not a Florida resident, so I wanted to make this channel kind of for non-Florida residents, or just, you know, people who visit often enough, but, you know, just want to discuss it and have the fun. And I'll share news about it and just my experiences, because I go there quite a few times a year. And it's the same for Universal. I'm going to do a ton of Universal content. I just want to have it be a very, you know, evenly split kind of channel for that. Just, I love theme parks, I love the experience, I love all that. So again, welcome to the channel. Let me know again your first experience at Disney that you can remember, if you had one as a kid or as an adult, your most recent one, if it's like that for me from Run Disney, and then also just anything that you in the future. And I will say this much too, that I remember each day after doing my Run Disney stuff again last year, I remember going into the parks, and it was a weird feeling because, like, I knew it was good for me to walk around, but it was like, how much do you really walk around? Like, I made it roughly a full day in the parks. I even park hopped a few times too, but it was very weird to, like, because I remember, because I did the runs, and then I would go back to my hotel, and then I'd lay down and take a nap for like an hour or two in the morning once I got back, and I'd take a shower and then go out and go to the parks. And it was also really weird because, like, my legs were still very, like, jelly-like, and I did all my stretching and all the hydration and all that usual stuff. But I would, like, go to the parks, and then it was weird because, like, I already had that full morning of activity. So it was a weird feeling for me, energy-wise, to, like, go and then do almost a full day in the parks too, and then also cut early to not be able to watch any fireworks or anything like that. So it was a very weird kind of experience for me on that part, for doing the whole Run Disney thing. So, but again, if you've done any Run Disney stuff, let me know your experience on it, whether you like it, dislike it, anything like that. Everything is welcome as long as it's positive intent and that kind of thing. So again, thanks for watching, welcome to the channel, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.